What's good, YouTube? Your boy 21 here, bringing you guys a compilation of like 3 videos in one. I want to say sorry for my upload schedule. I haven't been uploading like I want to do, but life is really taking its toll. Work, seeing my son. I have a cold now, so I'm a little sick, and it's like I don't really have energy to make videos. So gotta edit and etc. And that really takes toll on my mental state because for you guys that do know, for you guys that probably saw the video, I uploaded a video yesterday. Basically, which was my ARG Ohio recap, and the video was complete shit, honestly, which led me to deleting the video this morning when I woke up because I forgot my intro music. I completely gave out false information in the video, and while it did have some likes, it wasn't the quality I want to give you guys. So I don't want to give you guys shit quality. And I'm like, no, I'd rather just save my reputation for the quality I do have, delete the video, and do a part 2 to that video. But not only am I giving you guys a part 2 to the video, which is basically a rehashed, edited version of it, I'm giving you guys technically a tech discussion and also my thoughts on the 2 new structure decks that are being released, the Gear structure and the Hero structure deck. So without further ado, let's begin.
From the top to the bottom, the top I stop. At the core I forgot, in the middle of my thoughts.
Alright guys, so starting off I'm gonna go back to the ARG Ohio talk. And okay, ARG Ohio was this past weekend, and what ended up happening was the major things that happened to me. Madoche's made top 8. Jeff Jones basically re-innovated Billy Breck's 60 card control deck, made it into a 50 card deck, axing out the Burning Abyss monsters, and basically just ran the Shadal artifact deck. And Shadal's wound up winning the event, with Satella Knights coming second in place. Now, from looking at the event coverage and everything like that, there was 2 Satella Knights that top 16. One wound up making it to the finals. And from playing against Satella Knight and from being a rank 4 player myself, that led me to know that Satella Knight does take more skill to play than a deck like Shadows or Burning Abyss or Artifact. Well, I don't know, because Artifact seemed like it was a really skillful deck too. And the reason why I say Satella Knight is more of a skillful deck is because that's not a deck that you can just go first turn, sit on window, I win. Now, granted, what one of my subscribers told me yesterday was, a lot of pro Shadow players barely go into window, and if you watch some of the player interviews, they said they barely made window all weekend. While that is true, and Shadows is a skillful deck as well, I personally seen at locals and online games people shouldn't have won because they went first turn window on their opponent. For example, it happened to me one time. Opponent just goes, "Oh, I know you're playing chain gadgets." First turn window, and I'm just sitting here looking at my hand like, okay, I have a gadget, a goldfish, a deep prison, and a NST. Set 2, they blind space to the deep prison. I can't get over window and I just lose. And it's a lot of people who lose like that. Now, also I'm basing that fact on numbers as well because like you see 2 Satellite decks top with a majority of the room were Shadal, Burning Abyss, and etc. Well, majority of the top 16 was Shadal, Burning Abyss, etc. Now I'm pretty sure there's more Satellite players. It was just a simple fact that they couldn't get through the derpiness of Shadals because Shadows have the window. Even though some people say they barely made window, I doubt that. Unless you physically see the game in your face. Come think about it, you make window against September Knights, it's pretty much game over. So yeah. The Madoche that top 8 at the event really intrigued me because I looked at the build and it was just a standard build. The only thing that was special about it was the artifact engine that he ran. 3 moral techs, 3 sanctums, leading me further to agree with my previous statement of the artifact engine needs to get hit in some way, shape, or form. Because I find it ridiculous that almost any deck can do good when they add it. And based on the YCS from last weekend results and based on the ARG from this past weekend results, with Jeff Jones top aiding, I believe, with his 50 card control variant, and Billy Brake winning the event technically with his 60 card control variant. The main things that were controlling the field was the Moral Tech, and they also aided in supporting the Shadow Monster. So it's like Moral Tech is a problem card. Honestly, I feel like you can add Moral Tech in anything and make that deck just 10 times much better. But you do have to know when to trigger your Moral Tech. You can't just activate Moral Tech all willy nilly. And if you draw two sanctums as a bonus, you can double sanctum your opponent overland to Pleiades and real start doing some dirty damage. So I believe the artifact engine, three more text, three sanctums is really retarded. Personally, I would like to see more take go down to one due to the fact that I believe it's the best card in the deck. And if it went down to one, it'll force artifact players or people who actually like to play the archetype as an archetype rather than playing the deck to just abuse sanctum. Wait, Moral Tech. There we go. So yeah, I believe the Medoche deck mainly top because of the artifact engine. Because if you look at his build, his build just completely loses the window. It was just a standard Medoche build, nothing special about it. TG War Rules, standard traps. Yeah, his side deck does too. I think he sided two Shadow Mirrors and two Light Mirrors. Personally, I would like to side a third Shadow Mirror because Shadows and Burning Abyss is effing annoying, but it's all player preference at the end of the day. So yeah, the event was pretty cool, but as far as how things are going to impact the meta, I don't think it's going to impact the meta that much. I think honestly, the main thing that's going to be impacted is that you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of splashing of the artifact engine and a lot of decks due to the fact of how good it is, and due to the fact of how at one point a lot of Shadow players stopped running the engine, saying that it was cloggy. But now that two premier players like Billy Brake and Jeff Jones topped with the engine and a Medoche deck top of the engine, it's going to make artifact cards go up, and people are going to test it out in their decks. Mainly their Shadow, and probably even the Burning Abyss deck. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Going into the my structure deck comments now. Structure deck will be released on Friday, and on Friday I'm talking about the Gear structure deck. My thoughts on that deck is it's going to really impact the meta. We are getting a Gear monster that basically pops back row, which if you I believe like these DEC Silent Enigma said it'll probably be ran as a one of because it's one of those cards that's good and it has 19 defense, but it's not that good to run multiple. So one of those cards that you will run it and catch your opponent off guard with it, which is I'm kind of scared because if they have Gears go gear set up the field and then they have the guy staff flip it up. Now they're popping three in my back row and now they're finna just jizz all over my face by overlaying and fucking me up really scary. And then they have that one Gear Augur card that searches. So I believe he searches for a level 4 Earth monster. Earth monster. So you summon him, search out Accelerator, Special Accelerator into X. X search out your armor. He's basically a one card plus two, I believe. Yeah, search out Accelerator and search out. Yeah, it's like a one card. It's retarded in that deck. So that deck definitely will make a big impact, especially for people like me who got regionals this weekend. So if you guys are going to regionals this weekend, I suggest possibly siding Deck Devastation Virus for the Gear matchup because honestly, you flip Deck Dev on Gear, they lose automatically. And I don't think a lot of people are going to catch on to the guy that pops back row right away. He might just be a side deck tech choice. And obviously, the XYZ is good. It will be used in Burning Abyss because they can spam level 3s like crazy. And it will be used in the Gear deck. So yeah, enough about the Gear deck. The Hero deck was announced this week as well, and honestly, that deck, I, like I heard about the Shadow Law, the Shadow Mist, and Dark Law, but I've never really read the cards until I want to say about an hour ago when I was coming from my son's house. And Shadow Mist is retarded. He special summons, add one of those mass cards to your hand. He goes to the graveyard, add a hero to your hand. He's like a gadget for heroes, which is insane and make me think like maybe I should add him my gadget deck because I can trigger him with 10 goldfish, special summon Dark Law, well, Shadow Mist, search out, mass change number 2. Now I can either turn my 10 goldfish into a acid and pop back row and just swing, and then if they kill my Shadow Mist, I can go grab a hero like an Alias for my deck or whatever that I'm running at the time, or I can just go Goldfish, Shadow Mist, Mass Change #1, overlay into Dark Law, and just sit on it. Now my opponent's gonna get one-sided macroed, and their searches get banished. Honestly, that card is just retarded. Excuse me, I'm a little sick right now. That card is retarded. It's one-sided, and when that card is released, and like finally released in January, you guys should all take my advice and start maining the Dark Hole and the Regekis. Now that will be truly be the time to make main Dark Hole and Regekis, because if you don't, you're gonna just outright lose to the power of Dark Law. So yeah. So that really will be impactful to meta. Every meta deck I'm trying to find some way, shape, or form to run it. Hell, I might even try to convert my gadget deck to a control gadget deck and run to make Dark Law. But hey, time will tell. And last but not least, my tech card choice. And I had it in my book bag somewhere. Oh yeah, my tech card. And the tech card basically is I was at Locals the other day and I was looking through a binder because somebody wanted to get my Shadow off me. And I saw a card that I liked it, and yes, I know I got ripped off, but I don't care. I was helping out a friend who's helped me out in the past. And it was called Doomstar Magician. Now, Doomstar Magician reminded me of one card that was cheap before that rose in price, which was Genix Ally Duradark. And you know, guys, remember Duradark was good against Evil Swarms. Well, for you guys that don't know what Doomstar Magician does, basically he can discard a card from your hand, target one card in either player's Pendulum Zone, to destroy that card, and if you do, draw a card. So basically, he's a free pitch, draw, and pop a Pendulum Zone card. I think that's going to be really good and beneficial, especially especially in a clear fourth mirror match, because you're going to be cycling through your deck, and it's going to help you go off a little bit by drawing cards. Now, will it be ran? Probably not, but I feel like it's one of those cards that, especially with as rare as an ultra rare, it's going to be just like Time Space Trap Hole. As time goes on and the game convert more and more into pendulum decks, the card is going to be more viable and more wanted to use. I'm pretty sure we'll see it being used in OCG before we see it being used over here, because we're still in our primitive stages of using pendulum monsters. So if I was to pick up one card and just sit on it for a long ass time, or hell, just have a playset, pick this card up because I can see it going up one day. Simple effect, easy to use, and it's ultra rare. So right now it's sitting at $1. You can get a playset for it's sitting at $3. You get a playset for $9, which is pretty cheap for a card that has a pretty solid effect and that's going to be really good in the future. And also for you spellbook players, even though I didn't have spellbooks on my top 5 budget list, you can run this for when you play up against your Clifford matchup. So you can summon that guy, pitch a spell card, pop Pendulum Zone, draw a card, boost him up with that one spell card that boosts the spellcasters up and just run it over because he is a spellcaster. And he's dark, so you can run it in your BLS. You can run it with BLS. It's one of those cards that, honestly, like I said, it's going to be like Door Dark. Cheap in the beginning, no one's going to have use for it. And then once the format shifts to all pendulums and every deck is running pendulums like how we're running XYZs in some way, shape, or form, it's going to go up. I guarantee it. So, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Comment down in the comment section below. What are you guys' thoughts on the hero structure deck? What are you guys' thoughts on the artifact engine? Should it get hit? Should it not get hit? And what are you guys' thoughts on Doomstar Magician? Yeah. This is Jebo21 with a compilation of my epic card reviews / my recap / just a random discussion on the hero structure deck. And I'm out. Have a good day, guys. Deuces.